Hey everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed the last video of the Spoon River Drive Festival. While we were there, I got to thinking of something that we could do maybe for the holiday season. And I also have some products going in a friend of mine's candle company. So I thought, hey, let's make some type of a Christmas candle holder. Realistically, you can use these any time of year if you wanted to, but definitely goes with the holiday season. I apologize about my background. I don't yet have a fancy setup in a studio somewhere or a green screen to make things look cool. So you get my living room for now. We're going to go through a video about how to make these. Little 3.5 by 3 7/8 square here. Nice little base where you can set your candles on and you can burn them during the holiday season. Well, let's see how I made it. Let's go. So my saw doesn't have the marks on it like some of the other brands like the Ryobi I know for sure does. In any case, I'm just taking a pencil here and I'm going to mark a few sizes if you want to take note and want to make one of these for yourself. One of the first marks I make is at 3 7/8. That's the length I want the base. It's already 3.5 inches wide because I'm using 1x4s. The next mark is going to be at 4.5 inches. That's going to be the top of the tree. The next one is 6.5 inches. It's the middle section. And the last one is 9 inches, and that's going to be the bottom section. All you have to do is cut your first angle, and then every time you cut your angle, flip your board over and line it up with whatever mark you want. I simply took one 8-foot section and started with 9, 6.5, and 4.5, and so on and so forth until I used up that board. Once I've got my sections done, I just go through and cut however many bases I need at 3 7/8, and that's it, and you're done at that point. I then like to give each piece a quick little sanding with 220. Just makes it easier to work with. The next thing I do is I go through the bases or the bottom pieces and I mark the center on each one of those. Then I go through the base piece, the kind of square piece, and I mark the center of it on the 3 7/8 edge. That way it makes it easier once I get the holes drilled and everything to line it up back at the center. Once that's done, the next step is glue up. I just use Titebond 2 since it doesn't have to be food safe and I can get this done pretty quick. Works very well. I use a single clamp right on the center with very little pressure. Seems to work very well. Doesn't warp them. Even if it warps it a little bit, hey, I mean, sometimes Christmas trees lean a little bit. I find that even though I have one of those fancy little rollers for glue, your finger works just as good, if not better, when it comes to these small pieces like this. And once you put these together, the edges of it, or I guess the corners of each one, comes to about 1 inch on each side of the one below it. You can go through and measure that if you want to. I honestly just eyeball it so that the same amount is over on each end. It's pretty easy to do without breaking out the measuring tape. Once that's done, I left these to glue up overnight. Came back in the next day, took them all out, gave them a good light sanding to get any kind of squeeze out that I had. I'll take a second while we listen to music to say if you've enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, no pressure. If you hit the little bell icon, you'll be notified anytime we upload a video. And hit the like button if this helped you in any way or if it was just entertaining. I went ahead and pre-drilled everything. Obviously, you try to put screws in this, it's going to split if you don't. And I don't have one of those fancy drills with a little countersink on it, so I have to go back and countersink everything after the fact. But that's, and I do the same thing for the bases once I get them clamped to the tree itself. I'm using 1 5/8 inch deck screws. They hold pretty well. As long as you pre-drill, you don't have to worry about it splitting. And now that that's all done, it's time for staining. I'm going to do a couple of different things here. This first group I'm going to do with this special walnut stain that looks pretty good. The second group I'm going to do with a kind of a gray stain, but then I'm going to go back behind it and do a whitewash on it, the gray underneath. Those are just the two that I'm doing right now to put up on my store. But obviously you can do these in any color you want to. You will probably notice much before I did, I left the top of that base unstained. When I edit the video, I could have left it out, but what's the fun in that? Everyone makes mistakes every now and again, so why not just show it so you can get a laugh on me? I did, however, go back and fix it at the end. Like I said, these are the two colors that I did. If you know of another color that would look good or something that you would like to see be put in the store, leave a comment down below. Once these were dry, I came back with a little light sanding with 220 to get that distressed look a little bit on here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and we will see you in the next one. I hope to have some other Christmas ideas out here soon. If you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment. Take care, and I really appreciate you watching and giving us support.